You know what's wild? Frisco just had 3 Fortune 500 companies relocate there in a single year. 3. That's not normal. And with that kind of explosive growth, we're seeing tons of entrepreneurs jumping into the market. But here's the thing, so many of them don't realize they're one lawsuit away from losing everything.
That's exactly what we're diving into today on Insurance Talk Texas. And look, I get it. When you're launching a business in Frisco, whether it's a boutique at Legacy West or a tech startup working with these massive corporations, insurance isn't exactly the exciting part. But man, is it crucial.
Crucial is right. So here's what happened recently. A consultant working with one of these big corporate clients in Frisco gave some professional advice. The project didn't go as planned, and boom, they're facing a 6-figure lawsuit. No errors and omissions insurance. They had to pay everything out of pocket.
Ouch. And that's why we're talking about this today. Frisco's got 282 startups right now. That's not counting all the established businesses. The Star District is nearly fully leased. Fields West is bringing in $10 billion worth of development. And everybody is asking the same question, what insurance do I actually need?
Here's the thing people don't realize about Texas. We're one of the only states where workers' comp is optional. Optional. So business owners think, hey, I'll save some money, skip the workers' comp. But then an employee gets hurt on the job, and without that coverage, they can sue you directly. Your personal assets, your house, your savings, all of it's at risk.
That's a huge misconception. And speaking of misconceptions, let's talk about home-based businesses for a second. Frisco's got so many consultants, freelancers, people running businesses from home. They think their homeowner's policy covers their business equipment and liability. It doesn't.
Right, your homeowner's policy specifically excludes business activities. If a client comes to your home office and trips over something, or if your business laptop gets stolen, you're not covered. You need separate business insurance.
And this is where working with an expert like Shell Insurance makes all the difference. They understand these coverage gaps. You call them at 972-423-4546, and they'll walk you through exactly what your specific business needs. Not just generic advice, but Frisco-specific guidance.
Let's break down the main types of coverage. First up, general liability insurance. This is your foundation. It covers if someone gets hurt at your business or if you accidentally damage someone else's property, like if you're running a retail shop at the Star District and a customer slips and falls.
That's so important, and here's what makes it even more important in Frisco. Most commercial leases, whether you're at Legacy West, the Star, or these new spaces opening at Fields West, they require proof of general liability insurance before you can even move in. We're talking certificates of insurance with specific coverage limits.
Exactly. The landlords aren't messing around. They want that certificate of insurance in hand. And honestly, it's not just landlords. If you're trying to land a contract with one of these big corporations that just relocated to Frisco, they're going to ask for your insurance certificate too.
Now let's talk about professional liability insurance, also called errors and omissions. This is massive for Frisco because of all the professional services happening there. You've got consultants, IT companies, financial advisors, real estate agents, accountants. If your professional advice or service causes a client to lose money, this coverage protects you.
Think about it. TIAA just opened their regional headquarters in Frisco. McAfee expanded there. PGA of America is headquartered there. These companies are working with tons of local consultants and service providers. One mistake on a big project with a Fortune 500 company, you could be facing massive liability.
And that's where Shell Insurance really shines. They understand the professional liability needs specific to Frisco's business environment. Visit shellinsurance.com, that's SCHELL, insurance.com, to learn more about protecting your professional services business.
Let's talk about commercial auto insurance because this trips people up constantly. If you're using your vehicle for business purposes, delivering products, meeting clients, driving to job sites, you need commercial auto coverage. Your personal auto policy doesn't cover business use.
Right, and in Texas, the minimum requirements for commercial auto are 30/60/25. That's $30,000 per person for bodily injury, $60,000 total per accident for bodily injury, and $25,000 for property damage. But honestly, those minimums are pretty low.
They're super low, especially in Frisco, where you've got all this traffic from growth, the Dallas North Tollway, all these new developments, construction zones everywhere. One serious accident, and you're going to blow through those minimums real fast.
So here's what's really smart. A lot of Frisco business owners are going with what's called a business owner policy, or BOP. This bundles your general liability and commercial property insurance together, and it's usually cheaper than buying them separately.
That's the way to do it. The BOP gives you that liability protection we talked about. Plus, it covers your business property, your inventory, your equipment, your furniture, all that stuff. If there's a fire or theft or storm damage, you're covered.
And let's be real, with Frisco's growth, construction is everywhere. You've got Fields West being built, Grand Park development starting this year, downtown redevelopment happening. There's so much activity that the risk of property damage goes up.
Absolutely. Now, here's something specific to Texas that business owners need to understand. Even though workers' comp is optional, there are really good reasons to get it anyway. First, it protects you from employee lawsuits if someone gets hurt on the job.
Which is huge because without workers' comp, an employee can sue you for medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, all of it. One serious injury could bankrupt your business.
Second reason, some clients and contracts actually require it. If you're trying to get a government contract or work with certain corporations, they're going to ask for your insurance certificate too.
That's a great point. And look, I know we're throwing a lot of information at you, but this is exactly why Shell Insurance exists. They help Frisco business owners navigate all of this. You're not going to remember every detail from this podcast, but you call them at 972-423-4546, and they'll customize a plan for your specific business.
Let's talk about some real scenarios. Say you're opening a restaurant at the Star District. You need general liability for customer injuries, commercial property for your equipment and inventory, workers' comp, even though it's optional in Texas, and probably liquor liability if you're serving alcohol.
Perfect example. Or say you're a software developer working with these tech companies in Frisco. You need professional liability for your consulting services, cyber liability to protect client data, and if you're working from home, you need coverage for your business equipment.
Or let's say you're a contractor working on all these new developments. You need general liability, commercial auto for your work trucks, tools, and equipment, and completed operations insurance to protect you after the job's done.
See how it varies so much by industry? That's why cookie-cutter insurance doesn't work. You need someone who understands Frisco's business environment and can match coverage to your specific risks.
And here's something else. As your business grows, your insurance needs change. Maybe you start with just you working from home, then you hire employees, then you lease an office space, then you're landing bigger clients. Your coverage needs to grow with you.
Shell Insurance does that ongoing review. They're not just selling you a policy and disappearing. They're checking in, making sure your coverage keeps pace with your business growth. That's the kind of partnership Frisco businesses need.
Let's address one more misconception. People think business insurance is super expensive, so they just don't get it. But here's the reality. A basic business owner policy for a small business might run you a few $100 a month. Compare that to one lawsuit, which could cost tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands.
It's not even close. The math makes total sense. You're protecting everything you've built, your business, your personal assets, your future, for what amounts to a pretty reasonable monthly investment.
And in Frisco's competitive business environment, having proper insurance actually gives you an advantage. You can bid on bigger contracts, lease better spaces, work with corporate clients, all because you've got that certificate of insurance ready to go.
That's such a good point. While your competitors are scrambling to get insurance at the last minute, you're already set up and ready to move forward.
Look, Frisco is one of the most exciting places to do business in Texas right now. The growth is incredible. The opportunities are everywhere. But with opportunity comes risk, and managing that risk is what separates successful businesses from ones that don't make it.
Absolutely. Whether you're launching a startup in the sports tech sector, opening a retail location at Legacy West, providing professional services to Fortune 500 companies, or running a home-based business, you need proper insurance protection.
So here's what to do next. Call Shell Insurance at 972-423-4546. Tell them about your business, what industry you're in, what your goals are. They'll put together a customized quote that actually makes sense for your situation.
Or visit schellinsurance.com, that's SCHELL insurance.com, to check out their resources, read about the different types of business coverage, and then reach out for a personalized consultation. They're Texas insurance experts who specifically understand Frisco's business environment.
Don't wait until you need insurance to get insurance. By then it's too late. Be proactive, protect what you're building, and give yourself the peace of mind to focus on growing your business instead of worrying about what could go wrong.
Thanks for tuning in to Insurance Talk Texas. We're here to help Frisco businesses thrive by making smart insurance decisions. Until next time, stay protected.
Stay protected, Frisco.